Welcome back, everybody. It's Jack Graham and another video. Thank you for checking us out and taking some time to listen. And we hope we can bring you some information that will help you add to your record collection, or at least get a little more knowledge on some of the great stuff that is around these days. If you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe. I appreciate it. You know, I'm not into the monetization. I'm not in this. This is not a monetized channel, never will be. I enjoy sharing the information and getting the word out about some really great music. Today, I want to talk about two new craft recordings that showed up this week, and another great recording done by Kevin Gray on Coherent Records. Well, let's talk about that one first. HACKENSACK. HACKENSACK. This is an interesting record for me. There's a lot of feeling about this record. Let's talk about the music for a minute. Of course, it's billed HACKENSACK by Anthony Wilson, the son of the great Gerald Wilson, that we know from the Gerald Wilson Big Band, movie composer, studio composer, just an overall great arranger, great musical mind on the West Coast, and just did some great stuff. Get to know Gerald Wilson. There's a couple. I think there's a Tone Poet came out last year of his band, really good. But this is his son, Jack Wilson. Kind of looks like Gerald a little bit, and he's a guitar player. He's a great player. He's teamed up here with three other musicians, with Gerald Clayton, John Clayton, the bass player, and Jeff Hamilton, the drummer. You may know Jeff from the LA4, and Jeff and John from the Clayton, the big band that Jeff and John had together. What a great record. I keep looking at this. It's some of the cleanest vinyl I think I've ever heard. It really is. It's eerie. It's so clean. And then, you know, Gerald, the pianist, is John's son, and just plays piano kind of like John plays bass. Very, very tasty player. I have a little background with these guys. I went to Indiana University, and while I was there, John was there and Jeff was there. We were all kind of in that jazz department out there back in the early 70s, 72, 73, 74. And I remember when John came to Indiana, the word was out that this great bass player from LA was coming out to go to school, and it was John Clayton. And man, what a great player. When we first heard John, we were like, whoa, why is he even here? He was nailing it. But he studied and just I just enjoyed having him there. And Jeff, you know, Jeff kind of overlapped Indiana when Peter Erskine was there, and then Jeff Hamilton. There was a bunch of decent drummers in that area, and some good bass players. Todd Coleman was there for a while, and just some great players. I was so fortunate to have been there at the time and played with these guys in college. Jeff and John both went on to be super in-demand studio players and jazz players and all-around players. They were part of the backup band for Diana Krall for years, Monty Alexander for years, talking about Pablo in the last record, a couple of great Monty Alexander records of Pablo they were on. But this is an interesting record, and it's really neat to hear these guys. And Jeff, if you happen to hear this, I'm looking for your email, and I can't find how to contact you. You can shoot me a note if you would. I'd like to say hi. John, same thing. Jack at jackgrahamphoto.com. But at any rate, what a great record. Side 2 and side 1, I think are a little different here. You know, these records are made in Coherent's studio, which is really a recreation of Rudy Van Gelder's living room. Rudy Van Gelder had 2 locations. One was in the later one was in Englewood Cliffs, as you know from the many of the Verve stuff, the CTI stuff, Blue Note, of course, and the first location was in Hackensack, New Jersey. I grew up literally a bike ride from that house in Hackensack. We used to ride over there when we were kids, watch these guys go in and out of the place. But you know, it's Hackensack is a suburb of New York City, probably about 4 or 5 miles on a straight line from the George Washington Bridge in Bergen County, New Jersey, where I grew up back in the 50s and 60s before I went to Indiana. So this is named Hackensack after Hackensack, which is where Rudy Van Gelder's studio was in his living room. And this, of course, as we have been hearing, is done in the living room of Kevin Gray, which is his amazing studio, produced by Joe Harley. How could he go wrong? But musically, what a great record. Side 1 is a little bit more laid back, I think, than side 2. It's great music. I'm not going to go into each tune. There's some really tasty ballads on this, and there's some kind of upbeat standard type jazz. It's not heavy swing music, but it's just really great. Very tastefully played by 4 of the greatest musicians available today. Hackensack. Get a copy of this. It's in its first press. It's around. It's going to go away. I know it'll get repressed because it's going to be in demand, but it's just a super, super great record. 2 more records came in this week. And again, we're going back to like the last video with Chad on Acoustic Sounds. He knocked it out of the box again. Smack up Art Pepper. Man, I won't say this is my favorite Art Pepper record, but it's maybe number 2. Of course, the rhythm section is a great record. Art Pepper plus 11. There's 2 or 3 other records on Contemporary that was done. I'm gonna try. I've got some traveling coming up starting tomorrow. But I've got the original contemporaries of both of these, and they're both in pretty good shape. I'm going to do a kind of a comparison for you all when I get back. My Art Pepper plus 11 sounded a little bit better than the reissue did. And I don't think it's anything that anybody did wrong. I just think maybe I have either a great copy or the master tape was in better shape than it was when they redid these. But if you've never heard a great original copy, these are 5-star sounding records. Nice heavy vinyl using the original Contemporary label, the black and gold Contemporary label. Very clean, very quiet vinyl, and the mastering is second to none. These 2 are both done in conjunction with Craft Records. Bernie Grudman did the Art Pepper, and I don't know who did the next one. Bernie did both of them. The next one, he did both of them. Of course, Bernie worked for Contemporary when he was a young guy and knows the music, so who better to remaster them but Bernie. One of the things if you've been watching this channel, I've been talking about for many, many, many months is Shelly Manne at the Blackhawk. It's the first live recording that Contemporary did. Shelly was working up in San Francisco at the Blackhawk and was so blown away by the crowd and the input they were getting back from the crowd that he talked to Lester Koenig into setting up a recording team. I don't know if this is Dunan or who, but it's that contemporary sound that they created in their little studio in California, in Southern California, that they brought north to San Francisco to record this. And these are impeccable sounding recordings. There are 5 of these. we're just getting the first one this year. I bet we're going to get the second one and the third and the fourth to come. I kind of wish they'd redo these in a box. It'd be nice, but maybe they will someday. Who knows? But again, this is Shelly Manne at the Blackhawk, Volume 1, the black and gold labels. These are two superbly recorded records. They're $30, and they're well worth every dime. I can tell you that as far as the reissues go, both of these, in terms of sound and quietness, are in my top 10. They're superb. So just a couple notes on those three. I hate to, recommend you all get your credit cards out, but both of these craft reissues through Acoustic Sound Series and this Hackensack record, I can already tell you this is going to be in my top 10 for the year. It's going to be pretty hard to outdo that record. Well, anyhow, that's it for today, folks, and we'll check it out. We'll check this out again. Got some other ideas coming up, and I do want to compare my originals to these. We'll see how they fare. These are so good, it's going to be hard to believe that they can be better than this. But what great music, and thank you for being here. And until next time, we'll see you again. Bye-bye.